Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us once again. This is Talking Baller 360, and I am your host, as usual, Musuku. And on the set, I've been joined by the one and only Mark, Rothman FC, and we are talking all things the World Cup. We are looking at selected matches and also looking ahead to the blockbuster fixture between German and our very own Ivory Coast. Um, Mark, good to have you. How has been the World Cup
Uh,
so far? Match day two is in full swing. How are you finding it?
well, we are being spoiled with entertainment, with goals, with drama, and
Mm,
it has been a World Cup.
it's been a World Cup full of storylines. DRC obviously scoring their first ever goal at the World Cup, and Johan Wissa writing his name in the Fokker row there, and not only scoring a goal, but they also earned their very first point of the World Cup. Um, what do you make of their showing against the much fancied Portuguese side in that encounter? Let's take it from there. How did you find them?
I was skeptical at the beginning of the game, even when the lineups came out that they were going
Yeah.
with a back three. I I wasn't I didn't see them doing that well throughout the 90 minutes that they would sit back
Yeah.
and contain that Portugal attack.
Yeah.
And it looked so in the like maybe first 10 minutes, 15 minutes when Portugal were piling pressure, and that's where even the goal came from. But they
Yeah.
were too deep. Then after that, they composed themselves. I love the fact that they played better after they conceded than before they conceded. That shows the
Mm,
mentality, the attitude of the squad, and the belief within the squad as well. Tactically, they were on point. They bossed. You can say that Portugal bossed the midfield, but it when you watch the game, it doesn't show that they bossed the midfield, despite the possession that they had. Congo had better transitions, better structure. They were better. Even at the second balls, they were better in every element than the Portuguese, which is a more fancied side and even favorites to win this World Cup. Very impressive
yeah.
showing from the Leopards.
You have spoken about them being the favorites, also the Portuguese side, to actually take home the World Cup. But much has been made of their showing. I hold a contrary view. A lot of blame has been poured on the one and only CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Many people of the view that he's taking this Portuguese side, but I've been asking the question, where were the other players? Because Ronaldo's job is not to go to the defense and get the ball and go and score a goal. His job is to be up front, wait for the ball from the people from the back. It starts from the back, midfield, until the final ball. I struggle to remember if he had so many chances that you can fault him for not putting them away. I am struggling to recall any significant, any chance of note that you can hold him accountable to it, to say he's failing them, he's not scoring the goals. Is he being used as a scapegoat and also pampering the cracks on the failings of Roberto Martinez's tactics? I feel that's what is happening because no one is talking about Roberto Martinez. This guy took a whole Belgium side, golden generation Belgium side. And what did you do with them? The best he could do is take them to third at the World Cup. Is it third? Yes. He literally fumbled with the whole golden generation of the Belgium side. And I'm struggling to also understand why the Portuguese FA saw it fit that this could be the guy that would give them a World Cup. I still don't get it. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. I don't rate Roberto Martinez as a manager. I don't rate him. I just don't. But also, the Portuguese players, Nuno Mendes did not do the runs that he does as PSG. We saw Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes. You could not recognize him if he's the same player who broke the Premier League assist record. So, why is Ronaldo the talk of the town then? I don't know. Help me.
Well, a lot of points that you have raised there, but I love the fact that you said he's being used as a scapegoat.
I know. Pun intended.
Pun intended, indeed.
Mm.
Um, well, looking at the Ronaldo debate is getting a bit boring and
Yeah,
a bit shallow.
yeah,
It is impossible to blame a 41-year-old striker for the performance of the whole team when he didn't have when he didn't waste a lot of chances. We saw
yeah,
the chances that he had were more half chances than anything else.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
no creativity in that squad. There
Nothing.
was no penetration from the whole squad until Chico Conceição came on, the right winger from Juventus. He
Yeah,
provided a bit of directness on the wing, tried a few things. We saw even when the the second striker, Gonzalo Ramos, came on. I said the other time that we were on stream, I told you there is a reason why Luis Enrique hasn't been using him the whole season and would prefer playing Dembele up front. It's because he is not good enough. The reason why a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo playing in Saudi is still the best striking option that Portugal have is because of that. Should Ronaldo be playing? I would say no. He shouldn't be playing, but because of the failure of this squad and the failure of the striking options that they have, he has to be there. He's the best box presence that they have in the squad. There's no one who has the movement and the goal sense that CR7 has, even at 41, which shows not only his class but also the failure of the other players to rise up to the occasion. That being said, it's a collective blame. Did Ronaldo have a good game? No. Did the rest of the squad have a good game? No.
the answer is no.
No one had
Yeah,
a good game. It was
yeah.
full of back passes and so on and so on. So to just say, oh, Ronaldo is to blame is unfair in many ways than one.
Absolutely unfair in many ways as well. Let's see how they get on with their second match. But yeah, this one has been dominated by uh, CR7 and everything going on. But so much so about them. Let's move to the host, Canada, who put six past Qatar to make the record, their first win, and the first host country in as many years to score 6 goals in a match.
Well, it's high time that Jonathan David showed up and showed his quality. He's been a quality player for Leo in Ligue 1, well sought after name. Didn't have the greatest season with Juventus, had a very poor season there, and this could only come at the right time for him, and especially playing for his nation at the biggest stage of continental football. Very good performance. For Qatar, you'd argue they are here for the sights, they are tourists. In as much as it is devastating for them to lose by 6, I don't think it damages their reputation
In any way
anymore. They are
whatsoever.
still gaining experience at the top of the game, so it will be a
Yeah,
lesson for them to improve.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But for
Let's
Canada,
go.
they
Mhm.
they, they put on a show.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a good show. But before we completely leave match day one, which we had left, let's go back. Did you have a chance to look at Ghana's performance against Panama?
Eh, Well, uh, there's there's always been a pressure for Semenyo to perform at the national team. They want him to play the same way he plays in the Premier League, but that can't happen. He's surrounded by a different quality of player. Of course, there is individual brilliance. It will show here and there, and he will come through.
Mm,
The whole
mm.
performance was unimpressive, but the result was impressive. But the performance, nothing to be amazed by. And I don't know. Maybe if there was a Ghanaian watching, is there a contract that and Ayu should be playing in the Ghana squad every time? 'Cause that performance from our dear brother was levels below, levels below. I
I,
don't think he should be starting.
let alone being captain of a Black Stars side. Let's talk about the quality of that Ghanaian side. I feel they've fallen really, really below. I could see why they failed to make the Africa Cup. And on top of that, they go and appoint Carlos Queiroz. I don't know. Also, like Roberto Martinez, I just don't understand how teams keep on
I
getting that.
actually didn't make any comment on Roberto Martinez.
Why is
He
that?
has always been underwhelming. That is Roberto Martinez has always been underwhelming. Um, with even club football wise. He's a
Mhm.
Wigan, Swansea, Everton level coach, and it has shown even in his
Mm.
handling of this great talent that he has had the privilege of handling.
Yeah.
Although he will boast that he won the Nations League with Portugal, he
Mm.
has some success there, but when it comes to the big tournaments, the Euros, we have also the World Cups, he underperforms. And perhaps he's not a good knockout tournament kind of manager.
He's not a
And
good
it
tactician.
always puzzled me when Portugal appointed him. I don't know what they saw, especially coming off that Belgium stint. It just didn't sit well that they were going to go with him. They need they need a winner who can push them because CR7 is going to retire whether we like it or not, and this is a Portugal squad that is going to remain. They are lacking big personalities. Bruno, with all due respect, hasn't been a winner with United.
No,
His
no, far
character has
from it.
always been questioned, even him being captain. His leadership has always been questioned. He's a bit soft and whatnot. So at least if you don't have winners on the field, have a coach that can push this team beyond the limits that it has. Because sometimes
Yeah,
you need a Mourinho, you need an Ancelotti, you need that magic on the touchline, and perhaps um, I, Martinez isn't it. Coming to Carlos Queiroz, well, the appointment I who are they supposed to appoint? That was
there were
Joachim Low.
rumors of Joachim Low, the former German
That would
coach.
have been the I think that would have been a more exciting and enterprising appointment than Carlos Queiroz,
But with
who
this
is.
quality of the players that Ghana has,
And
apart
then
from
again,
Semenyo, Party,
uh, this is perhaps the lowest level of talent Ghana has ever taken to a World Cup.
yeah, there's
So
nothing
I
serious. There's
don't think
nothing amazing
even
about them.
the expectations are that high on this squad as compared to maybe the squad that they had in 2014 or previous times that Ghana had qualified when they had the Asians, even Apias, and so on. Perhaps the expectation was more on those squads than this one. Uh, they missed Thomas Partey in the previous game. Of course, we know the issues off the field that are going on with him. They miss him in that midfield to just provide that balance and that control. But Thomas Partey is going on with age. Who is going to step in? Like there's not a lot of depth when it comes to this Ghana squad.
Senegal, France, we had spoken about it at length last time out. We did a preview at it,
I
and
remember we
maybe
even
we'll
did halftime
halftime.
uh,
Yeah, in the end,
analysis.
Senegal got hammered 3 goals to 1, and we know the owner of the World Cup had a big say in that game and scored what Peter
The
Drury termed
dictator
as the
of the
goal for
World
the
Cup.
world. You can say that
If
again.
we're going to the
Say
dictator
that
of the World
again.
Cup, since it has been called the dictator, he's the
Yes,
dictator
yes.
of the World Cup now.
And he scored a goal for the world. What did you make of the showing in the second half? We didn't get to speak about it. And where
Well,
do you think this Senegal squad still has a chance to go further in the competition after falling short 3 goals to 1?
it's looking very dark for Senegal. Very dark. Um, I would have taken a draw in that game, like I had predicted. I said Senegal has the experience to walk away with a draw, but
Mhm.
they didn't take their chances. And I
Yeah.
said, at this level of football, if you don't take your chances, you'll be punished, especially
Mm.
with the quality that France possesses. And out of
Yeah.
nothing, we saw Mbappe brace, we saw the quality of Olise coming, shining through, and
Mm.
that was enough to bury this Senegalese effort to get at least a point or even three. Uh, they they
Mm.
did they did play well in the first half, and then with Olise coming infield, uh, they they just couldn't cope with that. They couldn't cope, and yo, it's dark,
Fast forward.
dark.
Fast forward. We remain hopeful. Fast forward to match day 2, and South Africa escaped with a draw against Czechia. And they had decent chances in that game for them to wait for Mokwena's penalty to rescue that point. The group is still very much
Oh,
open. It's one of the groups I'm looking at and thinking here we could get 3 teams out of it. Mexico, of course, have already qualified to the next round, so it's between Czechia, South Africa now, and those teams, both of them can actually qualify in these circumstances. Um, but my worry for South Africa is that they are going to play against a Korean side that is just full of running, full of energy, and I'm struggling to see South Africa getting a decent result there.
yeah, indeed. South Africa has lacked goals. They've lacked a goal threat throughout
Mhm.
the tournament. They changed up their squad. Lyle Foster was benched, who is perhaps their most highly rated player in the tournament. So that was a big call.
Just and he
Playing
plays he
Ikram
plays
Reyners.
for Bayern, so it's because he plays in the Premier League or now
No,
Championship. And
uh,
go on.
yeah, that's why I said the highly rated, the club that he plays for. I love that they went with a 4-3-3. They
Mm,
didn't sit back. They tried to play football. They are football, which they should have done in the first game, and
mm,
they looked a bit more comfortable than they were against Mexico. Uh, they lack a bit of punch in front. Like I said, the introduction of
mm,
Mofokeng, very good
mm.
forward. I mentioned that he's one to watch at this World Cup. He provided that kind of creativity up front, and we saw the end result, getting a penalty in the end. Mokoena, no mistakes, very clinical from a set piece, and we had
With
1-1. They could have
a
gone on to
Ronaldo
win it.
celebration.
Oh yeah, he's been doing that I think since the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. I think he
Yeah,
did it
yeah,
against
yeah,
Morocco. He
yeah.
did against Morocco when they knocked Morocco out. Um,
So, what do you think? Do you
so
see them beating South Korea and advancing to the next round
I like I said,
when
they
you
they
look at the squad
don't
now?
have the firepower. They don't have the firepower, and then they are not as defensively solid as they should be. Because even against Czechia, they gave them chances. Just that Czechia is not, they are not the Czechia of old.
Yeah,
They lack the quality.
yeah,
They could have buried South Africa at any moment, but
yeah.
against South Korea, I would give them
Tough.
maybe a 40-30% chance of
40,
getting a
30%
result.
chance. Doesn't look great for our Southern African colleagues. Then we should be welcoming them back after match day 3, back to the southern part of the continent. But another team that has largely fallen short of expectations, other people's dark horses, is Turkey. 2 defeats out of 2. What's going on there?
The dark horse.
The dark horse. It's
Well,
indeed dark.
Turkey had the talent and the promise to. I felt they were the strongest team in their group. Talent wise,
Mm.
they have Yildiz, who is one of the best
High
young
related
talents
youngsters.
in Europe.
Mm.
Yeah,
In Europe, yeah.
and I
And
think
then we have
he
Golea.
won a series young player of the year. He should have
Hmm.
won. Nico Paz
Yeah.
didn't win it, so it should have been him. And then there's Ada Gulayev, so you have that creativity going in. You have Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the experience, the know-how,
Yeah.
the technique.
Yeah.
But I believe they have had 62 shots in this World Cup and no goal to show for it. That goes to show you where the problem is. The problem is they are not converting their chances. It's not that they are
Mm.
not having chances. They are not shooting. None of that. They are attacking well, finishing. They are not finishing their dinner. And I keep saying this: at this level of football, you get punished if you don't finish your chances, and that is what has
Correct.
happened with Turkey.
With Turkey. Correct. The big one to look forward to tonight at 10 p.m. Central African time. German up against Cote d'Ivoire. German fresh from annihilating Conceição. Is it Conceição? Curaçao.
Curacao.
Yeah, Curaçao. 7 goals to 1. And Cote d'Ivoire with that fought for victory over Ecuador. I'm thinking going to this game, push Germany. This German team doesn't look as scary as the German of old. I think this team can crack if you push them as hard. And if push come to shove, get a point, and you are okay going to the next round. So uh, you're on this Cote d'Ivoire bench. Do you start Ahmad in this game?
Well,
He's been decisive. Both
again,
their last 2 games, he's been decisive. He scored winners. Why shouldn't he start?
then again, you can argue: is he better off as an impact sub, or is he better off from the start? So he has
Mm,
shown to be effective as an impact sub. When he comes on,
mm,
he provides that energy, that drive against tired legs.
mm,
He has
mm,
been able to make it count. And
mm.
perhaps you just start the experience of Pepe and the explosiveness of Diomande from the start, and then later on bring on Ahmad to finish off the scraps.
Well, what would you be saying? What do you think uh, um,
Uh,
Fair
I
is telling his troops right now? Do you go in conservative, or do you get my approach where I've looked at this German side and doesn't look obviously they are the high related squad. They have superstars, but as a team, they don't strike me as fierce as German of old has been doing.
Yeah, definitely the quality of this German squad is not as high as previous German squads, but
Mm,
you can't underrate the talent that they have in Florian
no.
Wirtz. You have Kai Havertz, of course, up front, and Mecha and the rest of the guys, Kimmich as well. There is still quality in this squad, and Cote d'Ivoire will be alert and aware to the strengths that this German team possesses, especially in tight areas. They'll try to play
Yeah.
in the
Mm,
central areas, put Florian Wirtz in those half spaces, and try to do
mhm.
damage from there. Jamal Musiala as well, very good player in
Yeah.
central areas. They'll try
Yeah.
to thread uh, here and there, but if they are very on when it comes to transitions, and so on, they've looked frail. They are always going to leak a goal or two. So you
Yeah,
need that speed and that decisiveness on the counter, and you can do damage to this German squad.
yeah, yeah. So stay compact, don't give up chances, be disciplined in the first 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Don't concede dangerous chances. Stay compact, attack when in moments that you be quick in transition. Um, it's best of that I'm thinking Ahmad would be a better choice over Pepe. I do respect experience, seasoned international. But I think having two explosive attackers against the German side that is susceptible to quick transitions would actually play into the hands of the Ivorians. But we wait to see what Coach Fair what tactics he chooses to go with. Do you still rate? Do you look at this as a straight win for the German? On the other hand,
No, no, definitely no. This Ivory Coast squad has shown even through the qualifiers that they are very good
mm.
defensively. And they showed it against Ecuador as well. They held their own. They have a very good midfield experience.
Yeah.
Fofana there, and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ibrahim Sangare,
Musagare.
commanding the middle of the park. Yes. So it the physicality, the the experience that they have in the middle of the park will prove to be a bonus. Um, Doe on the right fullback
Right.
slot has proved to
Mm.
be immense for them. So there is quality in this squad to hold their own even against this kind of caliber the
Mm.
German team has. So it's it's not going to be as straightforward, and I'm sure Nagelsmann knows that this is not a walkover. They will have to fight if they're going to get a point from this game, let
Your
alone a point.
prediction. Your prediction.
My prediction is I'm going to go because the World Cup has had so many goals. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Ah, why are you speaking my mind? That's my prediction. So anyway,
We're
we'll
going
both
for
go
a
with a 2-1
Desmond
draw.
2-2.
Yeah, so 2-2. That's my prediction as well. 2-0 in this encounter. Then we have just starting under in the next 30 minutes, Sweden versus the Netherlands. Many people's favorites to actually go all the way and win it. We saw Sweden putting five past Tunisia, where Ayari was in fine form, and we saw the Netherlands escaping
Ayari
by
is
a
mad.
point. Ayari at the World Cup.
Well, he
So
felt he didn't celebrate the first goal, and then
yeah,
when he
but the
scored the
second goal
second, because
celebrated.
it was a golazo, he he celebrated. Then what was the
What do you
point?
think? What
What
do you
was the
think?
point?
What do you
For
make
this
of this
game,
game? Do you see
well,
Holland, Netherlands?
it's it's not necessarily a must win for the Netherlands, but of course they have a game against Tunisia, is it?
That one should push them
To
to the next
play.
round.
So if they can get a draw, at least a draw in this game, they can easily
Then
put away
they'll be
Tunisia.
fine.
But then
Yeah.
again, you have Japan playing Tunisia as well, and they'll be looking to
To
gain
do as much
3
damage.
points. So
Yeah.
you might have a scenario where teams are on 5 points, and so probably all three teams are going to qualify from
Yeah,
this
except
group
Tunisia.
except
Yeah. A
Tunisia,
quick
which is
one.
sad.
A quick one. Oh, you're still talking? You can finish your thoughts before we
Well,
wrap.
it's going to be Isak and Gyökeres against a well-tested defense, Premier League defense as well, in Van Hecke, Van Dijk, possibly even maybe a third centre back if they're going to go with three at the back. Uh, we'll see who prevails.
We'll see who prevails. A quick shout out to Morocco, who beat Scotland by Godoneo to make them have 4 points, and Brazil. The Samba boys were on song last early hours of today, putting three past Haiti. Any thoughts over those two results as we wrap up?
Well, for Scotland, it was a do or die kind of game, I think, because their last game is against the Brazilians,
Brazil.
who are not yet safe. They have not qualified as yet. They will need a positive result in the last game, at least a draw or a win against Scotland. Scotland need a win at the most. A draw might put them in the sitting for a good third place finish, maybe for them. So they were not. Morocco deserved the win. They had the better chances. They hit the bar, I think, twice in the game. Saibari proved decisive once again, having signed for Bayern Munich. They
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
sharp.
yeah. What a goal.
Uh,
Mhm.
Defensively, they were solid as well. And this Morocco team, oh, it's looking impressive so far. For the Scots, they'll they'll be doing their prayer videos for now.
Brazil 3, Haiti nil.
As expected, perhaps even maybe underwhelming. They could have added a few more goals. Vini, looking like the Vini of old that we know, is carrying this team. A goal and an assist, is it?
Yeah.
Uh, Cunha getting his goals can only build confidence for him. I love that he went with Cunha up front, uh, justifying why João Pedro should be in the squad and not Igor Thiago. But
Move
then
on,
again,
move on. Come on,
Don
move
Carlo is
on,
Carlo.
move on,
Let
move
me say
on.
my piece.
No.
Rafinha picked up a knock. Uh,
I think that's
I
good
I
for Brazil
liked.
because Guy has been underwhelming. It's time
Yeah,
for Ryan to be given the
he
mantle,
has
don't you think?
been underwhelming because of
But
the injury issues that he has had even throughout last season with Barcelona. Didn't play as many games. Perhaps that stellar season has had its costs on his body. We might not see him in the next game. Probably give him a rest and start Ryan or Endrick on the right, sorry, which is, I don't think that their quality drops if either of those start. They are
play,
just
yeah.
as dynamic and direct as well. The quality is there to make a difference.
The owners
There is,
apparently the owners of
mm,
football beat Croatia 4 goals to 2. What do
oh,
you make
okay.
of that England showing?
It
I do
was,
not understand.
I figured it was going to be a boring game, but then again, I was proved wrong. I thought, because Tuchel can be very defensive, uh,
Yeah.
but the lack of control that England had in midfield just made it a back and forth between Croatia. If Croatia had better players up front, it could have been even more. England was looking shaky at the back. Rhys James didn't have the best game of his life. John
Mm.
Stones had the night to forget.
I
Who
mean, John
else?
Stones, why even
With
mentioning him?
the
What else did you expect him to do? John Stones.
he started his
What did you
experience.
expect from him? Guys.
His
You
experience.
know
They
what,
they
but
dropped Matt
uh,
Gay for John Stones, but
yeah.
the lack of the physical. I love the physicality. Jude Bellingham came to, like, we know what Jude Bellingham is capable of, and finally in an England shirt he's showing it again. After being written off by some people, he shows why he is important for this squad. Um, the lack of control they had in the midfield, perhaps maybe another body in there, someone who is at least more calmer on the ball. Uh, what Anderson and Rice give you is that physicality that pressing and so on, and
I
we
will
didn't
say it.
have
I will say it.
that
Since you
one.
don't want to say it, you needed a menu in that midfield.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's leave it there. As we get to enjoy the games, we'll meet you again as we get to look at other games. Anything that you'd like to say before we head out?
Well, the World Cup has thrown up a few surprising results, and looking forward to more of those because it keeps the game interesting. So, waiting to see what if Saudi Arabia can slay another can slay
Who knows?
another world renowned team like Spain. We'll see what Spain can do against Saudi Arabia. That would
Mm,
be a very interesting game, I think,
yeah,
because
yeah,
Saudi will also be looking for a win, or
mm,
they can really hit the Spain team. I think.
yeah, yeah, me too. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Enjoy the rest of the games, and I'll see you next time.